For Square Enix, yesterday was the time to innovate their game. You know, back in 2013, Square Enix essentially remade Final Fantasy XIV, completely dismantling a lot of systems. For example, you couldn't even jump back in 1.0, and they didn't have auto attacking, and the game was really fast tracking towards failure. Now at that time, the new director Yoshi P basically said, WTF team. He asked that the team actually look at World of Warcraft for what a modern MMO should be. Are you kidding me? It's crazy. Like in 2013, developers weren't even looking at their competition for basic inspiration or standards. They were stuck looking at their insulated past, looking at Final Fantasy XI and seeing the success they got off of that. Now, modern Final Fantasy XIV didn't necessarily reinvent the wheel, they modernized parts of the game, and what was different were the innovations that helped Final Fantasy XIV actually grow. Then it became WoW's turn. After their poor performance of Shadowlands, Blizzard did their own comparison against Final Fantasy XIV. They cleaned up their UI as a result. They are trying to remove dependency on plugins, and they announced a set of expansions that are supposed to string together a comprehensive storyline and more. So what's happening now? Dawn Trail is in the spotlight for that poor performing spot. And there of course are outcries of people wanting Final Fantasy XIV to innovate, to change, and it makes sense. You can predict nearly everything to a T in their expansions. Another trial, another dungeon here. In fact, you can predict exactly how the dungeons they will release will go. 4 trash packs and then a boss. Do that times 3. Entertainment is novel. However, this is safe and it works. But what happens is that you'll eventually equalize to the point where the population remaining on the game are those who enjoy this content and just wants more of it, which is fine, and which can be considered a success if the population is large enough. But it is not a growth strategy. Competition helps drive the pressure to innovate and improve. A great company, though, will always feel that pressure.